minute.
I sell out this wood, we just roll 5. Be out the way, step to me, then you gon' die. I make profit off the bag cause I sell mine. I really hustle hard, man, I'm tired of these damn lies. They be like, damn, baby, key, what the fuck you on? Somewhere chillin', sitting back, just smoking on strong. I can give a fuck about these niggas, get the fuck on. Saying that it's problems, but you acting like I don't only care about the money.
Hey, how's it going? Here's another episode of Bite the Topic with your host King Capone and Jack Dans, the Queensiest, which is actually just getting off a flight and should be joining us soon. To my right here tonight, I got my boy and a musical expert, lyrical wizard. He's been everywhere, all across the country, Germany, everywhere. He's done it all. My man, GSJ, aka the Lyrical Assassin. How's it going, man?
I appreciate it, man. I'm good, man. How you been, bro?
I've been all right, man. It's hanging out, you know what I mean? I see that you are one of the black people that actually got today off work.
Man, so happy about it. So happy. I
So,
needed this day too.
man, you know what? I don't know when somebody asked me how did I feel about having to actually work on it, because I feel like with it being a new holiday, I always kind of forget. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like people like, what you doing for Juneteenth? I'm like, I forgot Juneteenth was even a thing. Like, not to say it like
Yeah,
that, but it just sneak up. It ain't like Christmas. It's coming, 2 months out.
right,
It-
right.
it's a little
Bro,
weird.
I found out about it the day before yesterday. I'm at the job and they're like, yeah, Juneteenth coming. I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to know this. Like, I'm black.
So even though you got the day off, did you have anything like planned, knowing that you had the day off?
Nah, I had nothing planned. Nothing. Nope.
Just sitting. So I see behind you, man. It looks like you got some state of the art stuff back there, man. That look
Oh
like
yeah.
that look like that look like I ain't gonna put an amount on it, but it looked good. Now, are you
Appreciate it.
still recording?
Yeah, man. I'm trying to finish this album like ASAP. To be honest with you, I came into the studio today. It was like, look, I am finishing this album this weekend. Because if I don't
Do
put a
you
time on it, it ain't gonna get done.
do you have a release date, or is it still kind of floating?
It's still floating, man. I gotta complete the project, and
I
then I
know
gotta
the
do the
last album was fire. You always send me the songs, and I always wonder where you get it from. Where you get, I don't know how you have so much time on your hand to make these, because you make like thoughtful and kind of like inspirational and kind of like, I don't want to compare you to nobody, but some of them put me in the thought process of like Drake, like
yeah,
how you story tell
right.
in the rhyme, with the rhymes. And I mean, you've done it all. You've hashed it out with the whole city over who's the best rapper. You've went with the best producer that we have here and learned everything. That's why I mean your studio. I don't shout out to DX. I don't want to say your studio look better than his, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's
Nah,
up
I
there, and I know you
appreciate it,
learned a lot. I
man.
know you learned a lot from him. So,
Man, you
um,
told me everything I know. Everything I know as far as production and mixing, engineering, recording, all of that, man. Man, I owe him a lot. I really do. But at the end of the day, man, yeah, I don't put a lot of my own hard-earned money into this, man. I got
oh wow.
a lot of equipment, man. A lot of man. I gotta be able to compete, with the mainstream. So gotta do it.
So, are
Yeah.
you is all of that wonderful equipment, is that for just you, or are you recording other people? Or is that just your own personal bat cave?
Yeah, so I mean, it's mine, it's for me, but at the same time, like serious artists, I do deal with them, right? So I got a website, it's gsjaudio.com. And so,
Okay.
excuse me, if you go there, it explains everything. I got a mixing, mastering service. We can do everything from afar. Got a team, including DX, he on the team. Um,
Okay.
so if you want to bring your music to the next level, just go to that website and we'll make it happen. Yeah.
Okay. That's, hey, that's what it is. So y'all heard it. If y'all out there rapping and you trying to sound, if you trying to, if it looked that good in the background, it's got to sound crazy. I almost can hear them
Yeah.
lights. That's how good it
Yeah,
sounds.
right, right.
Nah, man, but I'm glad you joined me here for the Juneteenth show while my man's Jack stepped out, and it's good to have you up here because I know you know a lot about a lot.
Yeah,
So R. Kelly,
R.
I
Kelly.
know R. Kelly, remember him?
I mean, yeah,
The
you
bump
can't
grind
help.
himself.
What was that?
I said Mr. Bump and Grind himself. It looks like
Man.
he fainted and they over medicated him in prison. Um, so he had to go to
Mhm.
the hospital. Now his team is saying that the prison tried to kill him. That like maybe it was a coordinated effort for the prison system to kill him. Now,
Yeah.
I know that you used to be a prison guard.
All right, so I got a pretty diverse background.
Hmm.
Very diverse. So now I wasn't a prison guard, but I was a teacher.
Okay, that's right. That's
So
right. Yeah,
yeah,
in a women's
yeah,
facility, right?
yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
okay.
It's different in there, man. It's different, man. But overall a great experience. Learned a whole lot. But as far as him getting over medicated, I don't really I don't really see that happening. You
So,
know?
in your experience of being able to roam through the prison and being able to like hear the gossip and kind of know what's going on, is that something that usually that could happen, or something within the realm of something that could happen? The prison basically wanting to take out an inmate, and I don't know what the reason would be, but is that like something you've ever heard in your experience being in the prison system?
Me being in the system, no.
Right.
No, I ain't never heard of nothing like that. But I mean, like, you could watch any show, any TV show, and TV shows is based off of, a little bit of truth, where there's smoke, there's fire. So, uh, is it possible? Absolutely. But man, I highly doubt that, man. Like everything is under such control, like super control, especially any type of medicine that could take you beyond anything like sleeping. You know what I mean? Like, I mean,
So yeah, because if you think about it, for that to happen, that means the warden. That means somebody had to call the warden, or I guess if it's the prison and it's the warden, the warden's telling the medical, because somebody got to be over the head over the medical people there,
man,
and
they
then
got a
that
chief.
it's a lot.
Yeah, yeah, they got a chief medical officer. There's so many protocols, and I mean, especially depending on the level of security. Like I was in the highest security that they got. So anybody who did anything truly bad was in this prison. So yeah, man, it's just a lot, man. In order for that to happen, it's got to be a lot of people on board. It's got to be a network. Like I just don't see it. And then with him being such a high profile, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like celebrity, like that'd be tough to do without any trace.
no, that makes a lot of sense. So I guess the direction they're going in now is so the prison's trying to kill him, so we want him free. What's the odds that those circumstances can get him free? Do you think? I know you're not an expert, and we always say when we come on the show, the shit we
Hmm.
say up here, don't take it and run with it,
Right.
unless you know what I mean, because we our lawyers
I-
aren't here with us to say everything is true. So,
right.
but we using logic here. Um, what's the odds that this gets him free?
Zero. Like, like this has no influence on what he was charged with and what he was sentenced. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like, ain't no threat on your life going to get you anywhere but with sec. You know what I mean? Or
right.
some type of protective custody.
So
So
it's a possibility he gets moved.
that's it.
If
That's
they put
about it.
enough pressure on him, he gets moved to a different prison. Let me
Yeah.
add on to that. Also, they're having. I mean, I don't want to mix this up with Tory Lanez, but I believe they were saying that um, one of the Aryan or somebody else in the prison was said that they asked him to kill him.
They
It's
asked
a
him
it's a
like
lot
who is
going on.
they?
It's a lot.
Like
It's
like who is they?
they is the prison, which is I'm still don't know who this is, right? Because
Yeah,
when you say they, that's like when you say the government. Like who are we talking
right.
about? The governor, the mayor, the everyone. So it's
Yeah.
I guess it is one of them kind. But I agree with you. I don't think he's getting no action off of this.
Mm-mm.
Zero,
Nah,
zero.
I don't think it got no influence, man. I mean, like I said, the only thing that it could have influence on is where he's gonna serve his time at. But his time is his time, you know. So and unless he can get something new, some type of new evidence, something that'll really impact like the case itself, then yeah. But as far as like his well-being, nah, this ain't gonna have no impact on that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Hey, R. Kelly, man, go ahead and I know R. Kelly, you watching this podcast from in your room in prison. You're gonna see
Hmm.
this clip, man. Go ahead, lay back, get that time out the way, man. They not
Right.
they not finna let you out for this bullshit.
Not for this.
Stop it. Stop it, man.
Yeah, you
Cut it out.
might get to go to the hospital for a minute, get laid back in a real bed and, watch some reruns of Martin, but once you get out the hospital, you back in that cell.
So let's see what else we got here. Pusha T.
Pusha T, man. I love Pusha T, man. Ah,
Pusha T, man. He well, I know Joe Buttons is your favorite rapper of all time, right?
absolutely,
And you
absolutely.
know
People,
Joe Buttons does watch this show as well. You shout
yeah,
him out if you want.
yeah.
Um,
And we got the same birthday.
oh shit, Joe, leave him a comment, man. Y'all got the same birthday, man. He was favorite
Uh,
rapper, man.
uh,
So Pusha T, and I guess he's calling himself No Malice now, right?
yeah. He been calling himself that for a minute though.
Is that did he go? See, I didn't follow it all the way, but I feel like he went the Christian route
He
or
did.
something. And
Yep,
okay,
yep. That's why it's been so long.
okay. So did he come out of that? Do you know? Because
Yeah.
okay, so he's back on the he's
Mm-hmm.
he back on
He
the
back.
hell train, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
One way ticket to hell. All right.
Yeah.
Well, look, him and Pusha T got a song out called "So Be It." And when that beat come on, it make you take your headphones off, slam them down,
Man.
man. Pharrell
What?
did
Yo,
some
they beat.
crazy shit with that.
Yo, did Pharrell do that?
Pharrell did that. Pharrell dug
Okay.
that up. Yeah,
Okay.
they said Pharrell been holding all his favorite beats for the clips. And I'm talking when they
Mm,
brought that out, I said, oh, now this is what I'm talking about. I ain't
yeah.
heard nothing mainstream that made me be like, I'm going to get this album. But that song, when they
Hmm.
bring that with that Arabian twist on it,
Man,
the
what?
shit he doing with them drums, I say, God,
Crazy.
every rapper who heard that want to come out, get back on the mic if you ain't been on the mic. I
Bro, it
literally
brought
feel
me
like,
back.
oh, I want to, I want to get on a song now. That shit fire.
Man.
But I guess he's shooting at Travis Scott. That's what that song is about, at Travis Scott, because they said Travis Scott did some fuck shit. You familiar?
Yeah, man. Like I don't know the details, of course. I mean, really, who do, right? I mean, I think more is gonna come out. I even went to the album. Like when that song came out, I went to the album and they got one song on the album. I forget the name of it. That's actually out. That and so the rest of the songs don't even have a name there. So they don't even want to allude to what the names of the songs are gonna be
This shit
until the
deep
album drop.
underground.
Yeah, so I think that that's just like a precursor to like when the album drop, it's gonna have a lot of content in there. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That one song make you I ain't gonna lie, this the only album I've been anticipating now that I heard. I was listening to little bitty pieces of it at first before I could hear the whole thing, and they
Uh-huh.
went hard. But I guess some of the background to that is, I mean, not to mention, Travis and Drake was friends.
Right.
So Pusha already looking at you sideways off
Hmm.
top, but I guess they must have came to a studio session and Travis come barging in. They in there recording in a Louis Vuitton store, right? Yeah, the clips, and then here come Travis busting in a studio session, and I heard somebody it was actually Joe Buttons who made a comment saying, and nobody was agreeing with him, but I think if you rap, you agree with him. He was basically saying, if you in a studio session and some other rappers come in on your studio session, it's
Mhm.
already some lightweight smoke because
Yeah.
they there and the engineer is mixing your shit, right? So he playing small clips of it while he mixing it.
Mhm.
And you really don't want these cats hearing what you got going on because
Mhm.
you ain't
They the
dropped yet
competition.
and they competition.
Yeah.
So the other people on the show really couldn't they couldn't agree with that because they felt like that Travis Scott don't look at them like competition.
Mm.
So
I can see
but
that, man.
yeah, but from the Clips eyes, you're gonna look like, okay, he coming in here with 9 people. Imagine you at a studio session, you had been there cooking up 4 hours.
Mhm. Right.
You getting close to the end, and a nigga a guy barges in there, dude. 8, 9 people. They got the briefcase. He got on all his jewelry, and the first thing he say is, "Hey, put my album in so y'all can hear it."
What?
During
So,
my session, you during this session,
I was just about to ask you for more context too, but yo, that's crazy. Like me as a rapper, somebody come busting in unannounced, right? I ain't even tell you to cut. How you even know I'm here? We in a Louis
let's use
Vuitton store.
DX. Let's use
Uh,
DX. DX told them they could come in. Now you know this has happened at DX's when you used to record. We all used to record. You may be
yeah.
there, and he kind of had like an open door policy for a lot of the rappers that was
Mhm.
you frequented there. I had that. Like
Yeah.
we was cool. So if I came, I could just pop in the door and walk downstairs. It might be somebody's session, but I will be respectful. I
Mhm.
say to DX, like, yo, okay, I'm just letting you know I'm here. I'll be outside because I know they don't feel comfortable with me in there. And I'm listening
Yeah.
to this, I'm listening to some corny shit play over and over again. Me and my brother, and we're off in the hood. Me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, and they looking at me like, because they know it's corny too. So I walk
Yeah.
out and and let them get through mixing and mastering the corny shit because we going up next. So
Yeah.
so I get that, you know what I mean? But I guess Pharrell invited them, right? And it was
Okay.
kind of like, hey, yo, y'all don't mind, he just got his album done. But if it's me, I'm feeling kind of slighted a little bit because I'm like, damn, we was recording, and now here come cousin here with his album. All of a sudden is the most important thing on the menu. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead and put it on though, because we finna hate on it anyway. They
Yeah.
hated
Like,
it. They hated on that man album
yeah.
when he put it
I
on.
mean, because it's totally different. I mean, Travis, he can rap, but he ain't like clips. Like he not giving bars. He's putting good words together. It's a difference. You know what I mean? Like you're putting good words together in a melodic way over a beat that ain't nobody else got. Clips they really wordsmiths. You know what I mean? So I mean it's totally different. And then like just me being an artist, you come in my session, okay, it's cool, but I'm working. You know what I mean? And then you say, and let me know if I'm hearing this right. You saying that he said, all right, and that's that he barged into their session and say, play my album. Like, oh,
For them, it felt like a barge, I'm sure, but
right.
they knew he was coming. But even knowing
Yeah.
someone's coming, once they get there and they 6, 7 people deep, and
Yeah.
you got on all your jewelry. They said he was hopping around like a monkey. They words, right? And they
Right.
put the album on. You know what I mean? But the real kicker to it was there was the song with Travis and Drake, where Drake dissed Pharrell.
Right. We was talking about buying this publishing and all that.
They left that verse off, but played the song in the session.
Oh. Oh.
So later
Mm,
on, when they go to support the album or whatever it is, and they click the song, there go Drake talking crazy
mm.
about Pharrell. After Pharrell just had y'all in the studio, and
Yeah,
the
that is
clips is his
nuts.
hired guns for the most part,
Right.
right? So he felt like that was corny,
Mhm.
and this next album is gonna be some dedications on there to you. You know what I'm saying?
Rightfully
So
so, though.
yeah, so you know what I mean. It is what it is. So that's kind of what this is about. And I'm sure he don't have an album full of shit, but they say he got a couple more shots to let off. So it ain't no, I know he got something up his sleeve for Kanye because he's
Yeah,
still,
yeah,
they still upset with Kanye, and
yeah.
they may be pushing for the best album this year, unless Iceman come out. Now, all my fans, all the people, I ain't gonna call them fans, but all the fans of the show who've watched know that Drake. I'm a Drake fan. I used
Yeah.
to be a whole fan, but that switched to Drake. So
Hmm.
if it beat out Iceman, that's gonna be tough. But that's what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting on that Iceman
Yeah.
album.
That's gonna be tough, man. And you know
I
what?
think that's gonna be tough.
It's another layer to it too, because with the clips coming out first, he already said something in that I think it was the So Be It, or is it the song that's on their album that's available? I forget the name of it, but he said something in there talking about, I'm gonna dig your grave right next to Drake's or something like that.
Mm.
So, he already done thrown a shot. I'm sure it's a few more shots that's
Hmm.
gonna be on the album. And Drake, he ain't released yet. And he can wait until the last minute to release his. Like if he got a actual deadline or a release date set with the label, he can go up to a day before. You know what I
So
mean?
I know you're a fan of his work too. I know that's not your favorite artist, but
Uh,
with him having the last word, would you personally rather see him come out and not say nothing and just make music, or come out and send a slug to everybody?
nah, I already know Drake. He coming through. He is speaking his mind on everybody and everything. I already know that because I mean I watched the interview and he said something to the effect of, he dropping the party album. This is before the party album came out. He said he gonna do his collab with Party, but then his album, he gonna talk to the fans about everything that's happened and how he feel about everything. And he says it's gonna be like a personal conversation. So,
Mm.
that introspective Drake that
I
we
love that
love,
Drake.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean? You know what I mean? Not,
yeah, I
not
can
the
listen to that Drake all day.
yeah, not the baby girl, you know what I mean? Not
No,
not that,
no.
but the 5 a.m.,
Yeah,
what I mean? Like that, the introspective, man, I love that. And it
yeah.
sounds like he coming with that the whole
I
album.
can't wait.
Can't wait.
And the crazy thing is with this Pusha T song, this is so 90s hip hop,
Yeah, the boom bap,
and
you know.
everybody love it. It's time to go back. We need to
It's
leave this
time, man.
this macaroni and cheese shit they've been serving. It's time to
Macaroni and
let this
cheese.
go. I mean, it's okay. It works.
Yeah.
So, it work on the weekends when you had about 6 shots. But
Uh-huh.
man, when you really just reflect and you want to hear, you ready to get into that 90s, man. Into the 90s.
Yeah. And you know what,
Um,
man? I lived in Newport News for a long time,
oh,
which is
word.
where the
Yeah,
clips
that's right.
from.
Yeah, I remember that in Virginia.
Yeah. My kids, they actually live in Hampton, which is just a few minutes away from Richmond.
Okay.
I mean from Hampton. And the
You
clips is
starting to be
really,
like Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. You done did everything. Go ahead
man,
though.
yeah, I try. I try. But he the clips, man, they really who they portray themselves to be. They always been. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But back from the beginning with the They'll Have No Fury and the first Clips album, like I did some research on them and then actually living in a city, they actually who they portray themselves to be. Like so
yeah,
that
yeah.
that that's a hard
And
opponent.
that's you're a good person to ask about. Anybody that know you really lyrical, but like it's all kind of stuff. Um, you used to rap with, you used to work with Cassidy back when you was overseas, or do I got that wrong? That's popping in my mind, but is that wrong? Was there a time that you had a
N-
little Cassidy thing going on?
nah, I had some I was doing some work through a third party to get to
Okay,
reach with them. So I
okay,
mean I don't got no personal, I never
personal,
talked to
okay,
them. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
But
But
I
I mean,
remember though, you always been
yeah,
on the scene of the real rap scene. You know what I mean? Even if it was even in the
yeah.
background or in the foreground, uh, you've
Yeah,
always had
it's
some
crazy,
connection.
man. It's crazy because like, I mean, I'm fortunate, man. Like, coming from our city, people always ask me like, how did I reach the level, I'm at as far as, rapping. And it's because I left, when you're not in that vacuum and you only know the best person is old boy from around the corner, like that's the ceiling there. But me, I was exposed to the world and then
Right.
seeing those levels. that's who I who I aspired to compete against, mainstream.
Yeah,
Um, and so, that's how I leveled up. But at the same time, man, I got a lot of friends from Philly. They put me in with with the scene down there with battle rap. I'm talking about the Smack DVDs. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Um, in Germany, I met with a lot of people. I opened up my first studio in Iraq, which is crazy.
Did
My
you get
first
any? Did any of the Iraqi locals come and drop any hot fire?
Nah, nah, no Iraqi locals. Hey, but you know what though? You'll be surprised at how many people do music. And when I had it monopolized over there, I got everybody from privates to sergeant majors flying in to come see me because who else got a recording studio? You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
mean, it wasn't nothing crazy,
and if they
but
had like some kind of problems with their eyes, you was the optometrist too.
exactly. Yeah. Man, I done did a lot, man. Looking back, man. I done did a lot. I never believed in standing still, man.
Speaking of
Yeah.
the military, have you seen this thing with this Air India?
Yeah, man, it's kind of hard to believe, bro. Like,
I mean, this shit is right out of Jason Bourne movie, right out of a Mission Impossible movie. So the plane
man.
takes off. It barely, I don't know how high it gets, but it gets high enough to where when it crashes, it explodes. This guy
Mhm.
has the wherewithal, has the foresight, has the mental fortitude
Yeah.
in seat 11A to get up, go over to the door, open the door, and jump out. The plane crashed. It was 240 people on the plane. 239 of them died. He the only survivor. His brother also was on the plane. His brother
Mhm.
died. What could he have, with you being in the military, what could he have possibly done to survive that jump if the plane was high enough to where it crashed and exploded?
Mhm.
I'm gonna
All
get
right,
an
so
exact. Go ahead while you're telling. I'm gonna get exact footage.
all right, so I'll tell you like this. I've been on so many flights that don't make sense. So many, in so many different types of aircraft. I'm talking about Black Hawks, um, Chinooks, 747s, passenger planes. Like, man, I've done it all and multiple times. I can't even tell you how many commercial flights I've been on, um, be it to Kuwait, uh, Germany, Hawaii, like long-term flights, Ireland. Like, I've been on long flights, I've been on short flights, big planes, small planes. Um, what he could have done to make it out of that is absolutely nothing. It ain't no way you could survive that. Like, I mean, like, he jumped out. Okay, from what I understand, he
They won't give an actual height, but what it says is 33 seconds from wheels up
33 seconds from wheels up is when he jumped.
was when he jumped.
All right, so if any, I mean, a lot you've flown before.
Yeah.
You taxi around, you line up, and then he goes full thrust, pause, and flies forward
Okay.
and angles
Yeah.
up and takes off. All right. So by the time he's even at the speed to lift off, you're saying that 33 seconds after that is when he jumped.
Wheels up. When are wheels up?
Wheels up as soon as he reaches maximum speed and he tilts up, he gets off the ground and wheels start coming up.
Okay.
All right. So 33 seconds, you're already going over 300 miles an hour. I don't know the exact amount, but it's pretty fast, especially the bigger the plane. You're already going 300 miles an hour. So 33 seconds going 300 miles an hour upward.
At a It's not a 45, but what would you say, like a 39-degree angle?
It depends. It depends.
Because this has
Sometimes
to
you
be a
have,
740. It's a 747.
yeah, so the angle can't be too
Maybe
high.
30.
I mean, it's too big of
Maybe
a
like a
plane. Yeah,
30,
probably
33, something
maybe
like that.
30, maybe 30. But still, you're going too fast and you're going too fast. So if you're going at a 30% angle,
But they always
About
tell us
30
though,
degrees.
Gus, they say if you're in an elevator and it dropped just before it hit the ground, jump.
To jump.
Maybe he did that.
Maybe you did that. I'm just saying, man. All right,
That's
so
gotta
all
be
right,
crazy.
let me put it in perspective like this. What's a decent sized building, man? Let's say 20 feet high. You
Okay.
jump off that building, you survive it?
So that's 2 stories.
2 stories.
I've
You
jumped
ever been?
from I've jumped
Uh-huh.
from 2 stories.
You jumped from 2 stories
Yeah.
and
Quick
you've landed and you survived?
story time. You want a quick story time?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me get it. Let me get
All
it.
right, I'll give you a story time. So at this time, I'm hypothetically selling drugs, right?
Right.
And I go to this hotel. It's like my birthday or something. So I got like this one iceberg was out. I got got a fresh iceberg fit. I got like two hypothetically 2 pounds of weed out there with me and a
Right.
half a kilo of cocaine also hypothetically with me.
Right.
Um we smoking, drinking. We got 2 rooms connected. My
Mm,
cousin DJ, he bad luck. Every time he comes somewhere, I get fucked over.
yeah.
So DJ with me. He say, I'm finna go to the store. While he go to the store, some of the females from around the city had called. I'm on the phone with them. They, what you finna do? I'm come out here. Let's get high. They get out there. We smoking, drinking. I'm dressed up. We finna go do some stuff, and we gonna come back later tonight after we go out. I'm like, all right, bet. So
Mm,
we getting high as hell. I got guns and all types of shit in there with me.
mm,
DJ comes back like 2 hours later. Knock on the door. Man, I just found some bitches by the highway.
huh?
They was hitchhiking.
Mm,
He in the separated room though. So I go to the separated room and go in there. They probably from ages 19 to fucking 16, right?
mm.
So I'm like, cuz they gotta go.
Yeah.
They come straight in the room, get under the covers, and try to go to sleep. They just want a place to go to sleep for the night because they
Right.
hitchhiking. I don't know
Right.
how they got left here. I can't remember that story, but I'm gonna have to have him come on and tell it one time. So he get mad because I'm irritated because he done did some more stupid shit, right?
Mm,
And I'm his big cousin. Every time I say something to him and tell him that he's stupid, he get pissed. So
yeah.
I'm like, cuz why you got these young ass bitches in here? But well, man, they gotta get the fuck on. So he snatched the covers off him. Y'all get the fuck from under the covers. Ain't no sleeping in here. So the older one, he telling them the only way y'all staying is if y'all fucking, right?
Right.
The bitches get their shit together and get out the room. Right. So we laughing and shit. I'm like, damn, nigga, you ain't had to get that mad. He like, fuck them bitches, man. I told them hoes before. About 20, 30 minutes go by. And I'm running out of
Mm,
Coca-Cola for my Hennessy. So I'm headed down to the Coke machine. And the way this hotel was set up, the second level of it was enclosed, but it had a cutout halfway down the hallway where you could look down to the reception area. Right.
mm.
So I finally come past where I can look to the reception area. I look, 2 state police. They taking a statement
Ah,
from the bitches. I'm like,
right.
oh shit. So I run back down to the room. I'm like, hey, dog, listen, I got all this shit in the room. They down there talking to the state police right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So
mm,
it's
mm.
me, my boy Fonz, my boy D-Jack, Taz. So D-Jack then went back to his room and went to sleep. Now, mind you, the 2 rooms I got is both in Taz's name.
Mhm.
So I automatically know that they don't know about the other room DJ got. So I go to
Yeah.
his room to beat on the door because I'm like, I'm finna tell him, like, cuz, let me come in your room with all this shit because they finna come back fucking with these rooms.
Right.
This nigga done went to sleep that quick. He not
Ah.
answering. He not answering the door. So
Ah.
I run back down the hallway to look and I hear him say, we're going up there now. I'm like, fuck. I get back to the
Ah.
room. I go to open the window in the room. They got the nails to where it barely open, only like a foot and a half.
Mhm.
So I don't know what to do. I go back, put the chain lock on and shit. They beating on the door. Do do do. Fonz drinking on the couch and shit. He gets up like he gonna open the door. I pull him back. Man, you ain't gonna open that fucking door, man. Hold on, give me a minute. I get
Yeah,
you ask Fonz and Taz and them this shit. We two
yeah.
stories up. I put my ass on the windowsill and put pause and push my with my feet and bend the frame of the window and bust the glass and bend the frame big enough to where I can get out with the luggage. I got the luggage for the airport. Two
Yeah.
bowls of weed, half a brick, a pistol, a camera, everything to send me to prison for
You
35
going
years in this
forever.
fucking
Right.
bag, right?
Right.
So I throw the bag out the window and I'm sitting on the windowsill like, fuck that look fire. But I did have some jump training,
Hmm.
jump, tuck and roll. I know how to do that,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so I've jumped from high as hell before and it worked.
Hmm.
So I'm looking out this window and I'm looking back at Fonz and I'm saying, is you coming with me? And he got a little ass pint of Hennessy, little ass pint, little half pint. He's swigging the shit out of it. He looked back at me and say, I'll hold him off long as I can. So I jump out that bitch.
Yeah.
Hit the motherfucking ground. My leg was hurt a little bit, but I got up and get to run on with the luggage. Now, and
Yeah.
this was right where Lone Star Steakhouse used to be, the hotel right there in front of it. It's the
Yeah. Yep.
I can't remember the name at the time. It was the Holiday Inn Express,
Uh-huh.
right? So I run up behind there, you know what I'm saying? I look back into the room. I can see him kick the door in. I'm at Lone Star by now, so I'm kind of equal with the building. I done ran up a
Yeah.
hill. I see him kick the door in and smack the Hennessy bottle out of Fon's hand and tackle him full strength. They in there beating his ass, right? I'm gone though.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
gone. I run, hide out for the night. You know what I'm saying? Call
That's
a base
crazy.
head to come pick me up. I escaped. Now, so to answer your question, yes,
Uh-huh.
I did jump from two stories before.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
All right. So you made it. You was a little
I
hurt,
made it.
but
I
but
made
but you made it.
it.
Okay. All
So
right.
what?
Well,
So he was asking because the plane is now going 300 miles an hour and it's going at 30
at a
degrees up.
30, right. I almost want a GPT chat what that you know what I mean, what that height is at that
Go,
time, man. But
yeah, that because I think that's pretty far
it's
actually.
crazy far. I mean, and for you to jump out that joint, I mean, you disoriented. I mean, you're going too fast to be able to orient yourself immediately once you jump out. Because you're going too fast. So you're gonna be spinning
If
around, you know what I
because
mean?
if it ain't no water directly under him, what did he land in? Trees, cement,
Yeah. Yeah.
and like you
Now,
said, yeah.
go ahead.
I mean, the only logical thing is he hit a batch of trees.
Hmm.
But see, they had him walking off after he got jumped out. He was walking up the street like, yeah, just jumped out. You know what I'm saying? Like so I'm still. What the thing that hit me is like, what did you hit when you landed? You hit something. You didn't just jump and they
Yeah.
had the police had one of them little puffy things for you to land in. You
Right.
hit something else.
Yeah. I,
So
I
I
need
don't
more
get how he
details.
survived that.
I need more details, man. I mean, because that's real wild right there. That's real wild.
But I think
Like,
it's probably also rough. Trying. I mean, think about it. You just lost your brother.
hmm.
Don't nobody believe you jumped out this plane
Hmm.
for the most part. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is like, stop, stop, just
Yeah.
stop, because ain't no way you just jumped out this plane, man. It's too unbelievable for me. But I've been thinking about it all week. But somebody said something funny. They just said seat 11A tickets just went up.
Mhm.
Yesterday's price ain't today's price for seat
Right.
for seat 11A tickets. It just ain't. And but
Hey,
now
that's funny.
now people is I could see people now starting the trend of jumping out of planes when they finna go down.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
could have easily went the other way. They could have easily just did a little one of them little landings like Dog did
Yeah.
in the lake, and he the only one
Yeah.
died.
Right. Right.
I thought
I
that was
mean,
I thought it was miraculous though.
I need more details, man. I gotta have more details because like I just don't see it happening. I mean, now when you he went out the door, right? The emergency exit door.
He popped the emergency exit door and
All right.
jumped out.
So when you pop that door, the emergency exit door is different with the windows. But when you pop that emergency exit door, the inflatable automatically inflates.
The one you can slide into the water on.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me read this to you.
Mhm.
Recently, there was an Air India plane crash in Ahmedabad, India, where one man, Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, was the sole survivor. He managed to escape by jumping out of the emergency exit. The flight, Air India Flight 171, was bound for London and crashed shortly after takeoff, killing over 240 passengers on board and others on the ground. Ramesh was seated in seat 11A near the emergency exit. He described the plane struggling shortly after takeoff and feeling like something had happened, then seeing an opening and taking the chance to escape. He sustained injuries but was discharged from the hospital. Tragically, his brother was one of the other people on the flight and did not survive. That's the official headline for that.
Man, let me ask you something, man. Let me ask you something, bro. All right, this plane is struggling. It's struggling to get up there. Now I don't know how severe, what the signs he witnessed, to discern that this plane is struggling, but it's struggling to ascend. You jumping out the window, or you gonna try to
See if
hope
it
that this
work out.
joint, yeah,
Yeah. I'm
you
seeing if it
know,
work out unless I caused what's going on.
yeah,
Now that's
yeah,
a think about that.
yeah, yeah,
If you caused what's going on, you know you need to jump out.
yeah.
And you already know what you finna do to land.
Something ain't right, man.
Something ain't right, man. So now that we figured that out, we can move on to the next topic.
All
Something ain't
right.
right with this Air Canada, with Air Canada, Air India shit. But speaking of Canada, um, you see Kendrick went over there and did and performed, and they was going crazy,
Mhm.
so crazy that one of the politicians, one of the head Democratic Party leaders over there, showed up too. His name is Jagmeet Singh, and
Mm.
I guess he knows Drake too. Now Drake seen him there and texting, "You a goofy."
That was it. That's the whole text, huh?
So the Canadian press put out Canadian politician Jagmeet Singh apologizes to Drake for attending the Kendrick Lamar concert. Take in that for 1 second. Do you think that anybody in America would apologize to Kendrick Lamar for going to a Drake concert? Any politician?
Nah, nah,
And
nah.
now that
That's
we
a
established that Drake got some pull.
different type of power, man. Different type of power. Like, all right, so in the NBA, you got role players. Well, for when you got, bench players who just kind of extra body to scrimmage for the real players for the team.
Right.
Then you got the role players, and you got stars, you got superstars. Like, it's levels, right? You got artists, then you got superstars. Drake, man, he been in the game too long, got too many connections, then had uh too many relationships. Like, that's power. You
Man,
get a
for
power
because why did he apologize? You know what I mean? Be,
yeah,
to come out with a public apology as a
public
as a
apology.
public apology as an official is crazy. And he
Yeah.
texts you goofy. You goofy. You feel me? It ain't like he texts
Yeah.
and say, you know what? Because the cat looked
Dislike.
like he you see his name, Jagmeet Singh. So you know he got the whole head wrap, long beard. He looked
Hmm.
like he a prominent figure in his community.
Yeah.
You texting him, you goofy.
Yeah.
Then he immediately go to the media and apologize. And he said, I was not having fun. And,
Right.
and then and then and then and the internet immediately went and posted a picture of him having fun during Not Like Us. Internet
That's
tough.
crazy, man.
The internet tough, man. You ain't beating that, man. Damn, Drake.
Nah, nah. You know, it's crazy, man, because like I know a lot of people who say that I should get into politics because I've got, such a diverse background. But at the same time, man, it's too much to it. Oh my God, it's too much to it, man. And so like
You got to
for
be a
one, that's crazy.
professional spin artist.
Yeah, yeah, that's it, man. And like so Drake, man, he's his level of his level of influence is so vast that it could affect um political race. You know what I mean? All he got to do is say, "Hey, yo, I don't like this dude,"
That's
and boom.
exactly that's. Go ahead, because I
Mhm.
definitely was going to say that. Go ahead.
Yep, yep, and boom. Now your election is down the drain now for whatever. Like I don't know what kind of politician he is. I don't know if he runs for mayor or if he's a local official or whatever the case. But yeah, man, that shows the power of Drake, man. And Kendrick, I feel like Kendrick, he's got more of a hood politic um power, if that makes sense. Right? He has more influence in the streets than Drake would.
Yeah, that's a fact. And but Kendrick also is like he is like really black powerish more instead of political. Like they on the opposite ends of the spectrum.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? He
right.
more like a community activist, and Drake more like, yo, it's been a lot going on outside of this door. I done heard 3, 4 shots. The police. I feel like I'm living in Baghdad right now.
What is going
It's
on?
crazy, man. Um, what did I want to get into? Okay, so yeah, this is. I started this whole thing off by saying this is the Juneteenth show. Um, and I kind of wanted to hit on some things about Juneteenth. Um, in 1865, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, uh, the Union troops finally arrived in Galveston, Texas, to enforce the freedom of enslaved Black people. Which I ain't gonna lie, some of them was like, "Get the fuck out of here! You lying to us." When
Mhm,
they showed up, I did hear that story.
mhm,
But this day is supposed to remind Black Americans about the day that they earned their freedom, and the freedom wasn't given freely. Um, it was delayed, it was denied, and it had to be demanded. Um,
mhm,
so, I know a lot of people are like, they don't celebrate Juneteenth. Um, but, I always come back and say, well, why the hell is you celebrating Christmas? Or whatever it else is you is celebrating. It's the only
right.
one Black holiday that we get. And maybe we should take it more serious because, I mean, we cried for years about, I shouldn't say cried, but we complained for years that there wasn't a holiday for what we call, I'm gonna say the so-called Black people, because I'm probably gonna see comments. I ain't Black, no way. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
But you know what we talking about for the American. Now we're the indigenous Americans that are darker skinned. But it ain't just about what happened in 1865. It's about everything that Black Americans then endured and had to overcome since slavery till now. So maybe we look at Juneteenth as a celebration of Black resilience, Black survival, the ongoing fight for true equality. The country ain't all the way right yet. People still being silenced and ignored. Um, we still have to fight for an honest history lesson. You know, for honest history, I guess, to be shared, because it depends on where you go read your history. You could get a lot of different a lot of different versions. But Juneteenth should be for a time for to tell the truth that many history books left out. You know, we all could come to terms and confront the fact that slavery didn't end with a signature on a piece of paper, and freedom wasn't immediate, easy, or total. We still ain't free. And that's as a citizen in general, but also as a Black American, you still know that there's some unspoken things that you're not free to do. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. You can say that you feel like everything is equal, but you still remember you Black when you go to some places. It's some places in Virginia, especially, or some of these other states where you can get out the car and you like, maybe I shouldn't get gas here. You know what I mean? But we need to turn it into a time for family cookouts, music, respect our art, our poetry, just have some community pride, man. So I wanted to get that message across for a few people for the old Juneteenth, man, just to make sure that I did pay some sort of respect to the day. Just remember, they had to fight for civil rights, voting rights, economic justice, mental freedom is still ongoing. But we're going to get there. Did you have anything you wanted to add on?
You know what, man? You really articulated that like perfectly. Perfectly. I mean, we've got a long way to go, but we've come a long way. Um, Funny, my dissertation, um, I actually have a whole chapter dedicated to um, systemic oppression, of Black entrepreneurs. And in doing my research and just learning that history that you have to go seek is not going to be taught to you in the public school system. Um, there's a lot that's happened, and a lot of people fought for where we're at now. That you wouldn't necessarily know their name just off the top of your head. So, yeah, this day, we finally got it. Let's make it something. Let's not just say, okay, we got this day and boom, let's move on. Let's have some cookouts. Nah, it's gonna be in what we make it, and if we uh put some real thought into when this day comes, what we're gonna do with it. It could be special, for our kids and future generations forward. So, no, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Well put. Well put. I usually end the show with a positive message. I hate to get too deep, but I will say this because we are talking about Juneteenth and the current climate. A lot of people feel oppressed, so I'll give a message for anybody, to anyone still feeling the weight of oppression. Know this: you're not alone. You're not powerless. Our history is heavy, but so is your strength. We come from survivors, visionaries, builders. We all are the living proof of resilience. If you catch my drift, we just got to keep rising, healing, pushing forward. Freedom ain't just a moment in history. It's a mindset, a movement, and a future. A future we all still creating together, man. We all matter, no matter who you are. You're seen, and your voice carries the power of generations, man. So keep on going, man. We just have to have each other. I'm glad to have my brother Gus on here tonight, man. Y'all heard what he said to go hit him with the website one more time, man, in case they want to get their album right.
Yeah. GSJ Audio. GSJaudio.com. Now, check us out, man. If you try and go to that next level, we can get you there.
Well, I really appreciate you coming out, man. I hate that I had to get super duper heavy, but it is Juneteenth, and we do want to pay respects to everybody that fought that fight. Love to everybody, and we'll talk again soon, my boy. I get with you. Until next time.
I sell out this wood, we just roll 5. Be out the way, step to me, then you gon' die. I make profit off the bag cause I sell my. I really hustle hard, man, I'm tired of these damn lies. They be like, damn, baby, keep what the fuck you on. Somewhere chillin', sitting back, just smoking on strong. And I can give a fuck about these niggas, get the fuck on. Saying that it's problems, but you acting like I don't know. Only care about the money.